Welcome back to OU Hockey TV, where tonight from Arctic Edge, from a packed Arctic Edge, OU is going to be taking on their rivals, Central Oklahoma. We've got a great game in store tonight. If you remember last year, February 2025, we had that kind of viral moment with the goalie fight and what was ultimately a 3-goal win for OU. OU will be looking to build on that win streak here tonight against the Broncos in front of a sellout crowd here at Arctic Edge.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a crazy game. Game 2 of that last series in February, Sky. And that goalie fight, that was iconic. And I think everybody kind of remembers that as the big moment from those games last year. You touched on it, yeah, OU winning by 3. That was their first time winning that matchup since 2019. So they will look to see if they can continue it. But we thank you so much for joining us here. We look forward to bringing the commentary. I'm Elijah Lena, joined by Sky. But Sky, it's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah, it is going to be a fun one up here in the booth. We are running on some different microphones tonight, so if you have any audio issues, let us know in the chat. We'll get them sorted out for you. We're running on some wireless mics as we get ready to go from Arctic Edge. About 3.5 minutes till the players get out on the ice and we get ready for starting lineups. This is the fullest I've ever seen Arctic Edge. Obviously, it's the home rink for both OU and UCO. We have people packed all the way around the boards here. Stands to the right of us by the OU bench are full. It is a full house tonight, and I think they're in for a great one here between these two rivals.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a great match. No matter which way it goes, it's always entertaining. So stick with us. You're at the right place. But we'll step aside for the Anthem and pregame festivities, but don't go anywhere.
We are getting ready to go here from Arctic Edge Ice Arena for OU versus Central Oklahoma. The I-35 rivalry is back in action for the first time in the 25-26 season, and we are in for a good one tonight. Elijah, is there anything that you're really looking to as a key to this game for either team?
For the Broncos, I think the key is just to not let the Sooners get in your head and vice versa. Both teams need to stay out of each other's head. If they want to get good shots on net, good quality shots on net, that's going to be the way to do it. And so for either team, just focus on your game, play your own game, and honestly, I think that's just going to be what determines how you play this game.
Oklahoma 1-1 in their series 2 weeks ago against Colorado State as they continue their quest to get back into the rankings here as we face off. And we're underway here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. Puck immediately on the boards, flung back down at the OU end. It's Forden in net for the Sooners today. McDonald hounding him behind the net. Couple UCO players stuck in there as well. The puck knocked free. You've got Carson Spear chasing down Jeffrey Redmond for UCO. Puck still on the back line here. UCO got a chance to the attacking end, being passed around. Just slips past Forden there. Players make a move. That's Christopher Young booting that puck around to the far side. Sooners unable to get to it, and another tie up there on the boards as Oklahoma will try to get away. Skylar Blokop's got it on the attack here. 2-on-1 charge with Carson Spear. Chance here for Oklahoma early, but it's just wide, and that covered up by Hunter Farrer in goal for UCO, and we've already got a little bit of pushing there on the far end of the arena.
Yeah, really good rushing chance for the Sooners. They were able to kind of split the D with two players, and good chance early. UCO doing a good job to get set up first in the offensive zone, though. They were really fast to get set up and established on their offense, so be on the lookout for that if you're the Broncos.
Face off here in the Oklahoma attacking end. Chance for the Sooners early on. Sooners win the face-off. Davison's got it behind the net. He might try to find Carr up top here. Let's see. Skates it around. Does go back to Carr. He'll look for a chance. Can't get any open ice. Goes back around to Davison. He's going to pass it in. Payne might have had a chance there in front of goal. Same with Martin. Nothing ended up working out, and it'll go over to Kagan on the far side. Shot from Kagan. Hits Martin. Puck batted around in front of the net, but no one able to find the net, and it's back going the UCO way. Gets a bounce there back into the attacking end. UCO bench is getting loud as they try to mount another attack. Puck flung up around the boards. It's Mitchell Wilson down there on it. Kagan trying to interfere, trying to get that puck away. It'll go back out to the defense for UCO. Off the skate of Davison. Now a charge for Oklahoma. Caden Martin's got a shot at it for the Sooners. Taking a hit, and they both go down. And now UCO's getting a vet flag. Martin still trying to get a little bit physical here and dispossessing this puck. Huge slam to the boards for Oklahoma as Kagan stays on it on the far side. Garen Narvaez onto the ice now. Charlie Blake as well. Blake's going to have a chance here with a little bit of clear ice. He'll fling it in. Shot saved by UCO. And now it'll go back the other way. If they can get a handle on it, they kind of can. It'll go back down to the boards there. Now Amala Stuckey now on the ice for Oklahoma, and it'll be Narvaez going the other way. Amala can't quite get to it. Narvaez can get to it, flicks it in, but it's no good. Just wide of far in net. Now another chance, score, Oklahoma! First goal 2 minutes in for the Oklahoma Sooners, and they take an early lead against UCO.
Yeah, it looks like we're having some replay issues there, but what an effort there by the Sooners to force that puck home. It looked like it was just kind of loose in the crease for a second there. And Charlie Blake able to hammer it home for the Sooners. He's been electric all season, Skylar.
Charlie Blake, OU's leading goal scorer at this point in the season, and you're seeing why early on for Oklahoma. And it's a 1-0 lead. The OU half of the crowd was excited about that one. You heard Burma Sooner ring out, and the UCO fans a bit quiet here in the early going. After that goal, Charlie Blake immediately gets to it, plays it back out. Josh McDonald swearing it is going to fling it all the way around the boards. One more chance here for Oklahoma. They can't quite get a handle on the puck. Going back the UCO direction, you've got Carter DeMello back down there, and now here's a chance. Charging up the ice is McDonald, but it's batted away. He levels Forden, and we are going to get a whistle here as 3 OU players are going to hunt him down, and we're going to get a fight along the boards. Everyone is in there. The goalie's in there as well. Forden going after it here. Helmet off for Forden. Shoves him to the ground, pushing punches. And it is chaos 2.5 minutes in here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. Swearing in with a pile driver. Not over yet. We're still fighting on the boards. The ref goes down as well there off some contact with McDonald for UCO.
Yeah, it's no love lost here at all compared to last year. It looks like things are just carrying over. Wow, what a start to this game.
Looks like a repeat, and Forden's already been kicked out of the game. Forden is going back to the locker room.
What a start.
So we're going to have to sort this out. The refs are going to have a lot of talking to do as we've got about 4 sticks, 4 helmets, and multiple pairs of goalie gloves out on the ice right now.
Yeah, I kind of missed it, Sky. It looked like Forden just kind of got
McDonald, McDonald hit Forden there, and 3 different Sooners chased McDonald over to the boards, got into him, and Forden came in, joined it as well. Threw a couple haymakers himself. And it's loud here at Arctic Edge.
It is so loud. And we'll see what happens with penalties here. If we'll get a power play out of this, or
we've got 2 in the box already for each team. Swearingen is in, and can't tell who the other one is because he's got the jersey off. 2 in for UCO as well. Looks like McDonald is into the box for UCO, and I don't have the angle on the other name. We'll see if he turns towards me at all.
Yeah, and head coach Arvanitis there just talking to Blake Swearingen in the box there, kind of telling him to keep the temperature down a little bit. Still earlier in this game here. Only 3 minutes in, really, 2.5. So pretty early to let the tempers fly.
Sam Sykes, the other one in the box for UCO. So it'll be Sykes and McDonald in the booth early for UCO. We got Swearingen in along with, I believe that is going to be McDonald for Oklahoma. As we get ready to get going here. I mean, not McDonald for Oklahoma. I am incorrect in saying that. And the refs are still talking it over. You got a couple Oklahoma players, one UCO player at center ice as they are holding a conversation. Still some yelling between the 2 benches here.
Well, Sky, your first UCO game.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What a start.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
We're just waiting on things to get sorted here.
It was McDonald in the box for Oklahoma. I was right on that. So McDonald and Swearingen. I second-guessed myself. So McDonald and Swearingen for Oklahoma. It's going to be McDonald and Sykes in the box for UCO.
But yeah, what an atmosphere. We didn't have the lights last year. You might have catched it there in the pregame. If you guys were watching before the game, UCO does something with their lights where they turn all the lights off in here. They do some weird light stuff there. It was kind of cool to watch. We'll see if we can get that for OU in the future. But looks like Josh McDonald and Swearingen are going to get ejected. Oh no, Swearingen's coming back. But McDonald's gone. So Josh McDonald for the Sooners is out of the game. We are waiting to see. Yeah, here goes Blake Swearingen. So Blake Swearingen and Josh McDonald, as the crowd wishes them goodbye. Two instrumental parts of this OU defense.
Yeah, that's 3 Oklahoma players ejected from the game, and we're only 2.5 minutes in at Arctic Edge. We've got more players ejected than we've played minutes of hockey so far.
We have.
That's a new one.
Curious to see how that, I missed it because we're kind of short-staffed here tonight. I'm running the computer as well as color commentating, so I kind of missed it, but it looked like that was just a natural fight. There wasn't much instigating involved. Yeah, here goes.
And they're going to get McDonald out of the game to UCO too. So that'll be our 4th ejection. 2.5 minutes in. 3 for Oklahoma, 1 for Central Oklahoma. Brandon McDonald out of the game for the Broncos.
Yeah, and
we got 2 McDonalds in this game, and they're both ejected. How about that?
The OU penalty box is empty now, so I don't think we're going to get any power plays here. We will wait and see, of course. But it's always crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the rivalry for you right there. We knew this was going to be a heated one. I don't think we figured that was going to happen 2.5 minutes into it, but maybe some unfinished business still from when these two teams went at it in the spring back in February. Nearly identical fight. It was at the same spot on the boards, too.
Yeah, it was actually in the exact same spot as last year. So, I mean, not too much to it than that. It's just kind of where it happened. But, yeah, these teams are going to have to keep it under control, though, if they want to keep their players in the game. I mean, having 4 ejections 2.5 minutes in doesn't set a good precedent for just keeping players on your bench.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
You're going to lose a lot of depth if you keep having players ejected at this rate. I mean, you're going to be out of players by the end of the first period if you were to keep having players ejected at this rate. So that's a wild one here early, and I think it really can only go down from here after that because, I mean, if you keep that up, you're going to run out of players.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, we'll just see how things unfold here. UCO having a little bit of a rough season. I'm not too familiar with their stats, but I just know they had a rockier season than they have in years past. But in this game, just like in OU Texas, this game, rivalries, it doesn't matter who's good and who's bad at what moment. The atmosphere, the energy, it all feeds into this game. And even if you're having a down season, you'll find ways to bounce back. And for OU, who have been good as of recent, same thing. You never know what can happen here.
So we are going to get ready to go here once the refs finish sorting this out for the remaining 57 minutes and 30 seconds of hockey here tonight from Arctic Edge. And we still don't have this fully sorted out with the UCO players here on the ice. Still, the UCO coaches now talking to the refs involved in this one, maybe about the McDonald ejection early on here. They've had the time to go about 2 different songs here. They got Blurred Lines on right now. We had Whip and Nene when the fight happened.
Yeah, they got some fun tunes.
Playlist getting some airtime. The Oklahoma players are just kind of waiting on the ice for it to get back underway. UCO still in conversation with the coaches down there, and now it looks like we're going to get back going. UCO players starting to leave the bench. Now Payne is talking to the officials. It's going to be Grayson Payne in the net for the Sooners now, I believe.
Yeah, that's a logical choice. Your second string, if you will. I mean, we have a rotating goalie thing here for Sooner hockey. So Grayson Payne and Brendan Forden are 2 primary starters. Usually one will start one night, one will start the other. So behind Grayson Payne, it's going to be Anthony Lacroix. So he's our 3rd string, if you will. So should we have any other issues in nets, he will come in afterwards. But yeah, no, Grayson Payne will get the start for the remainder of this game.
Grayson Payne will be in net now for the Sooners, and he's the only other goalkeeper the Sooners currently have dressed, so I'm imagining he's going to stay in the game as we get ready to get back going from Arctic Edge. Nate Payne also on the ice for Oklahoma, kind of hanging out behind the play as we sort out what the situation is going to be. So only 4 players on the ice for both teams. Let's see how this, see if we go back to 4-on-4. Payne is on the ice. I think Nate Payne is trying to go in right now. Talking to, looks like the UCO scorer and the ref. So still a bit of confusion over the current situation at Arctic Edge as we are in the process of cleaning up after the very early fight.
Yeah, no, they're still just talking things over. Unfortunately, we can't hear it. But it looks like one of the scorekeepers is talking with the refs now. Maybe about the ejections or something like that. But if we get information, we'll be sure to update you guys. We're trying to get going here. Players are ready to go. Refs and scoring officials just trying to get things situated.
Hey, if anyone's interested in WWE, I think they got the audition tape right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's 2 games in a row now.
Yeah, that's 2 against UCO. Like you said, a little bit of unfinished business from back in February last time these 2 teams played each other. And we're still talking with the refs, and now the refs are going to come over to the Oklahoma bench, and they're going to talk to the Oklahoma coaches down here. It's 5 on the ice right now for Oklahoma. It's 4 on the ice for UCO. So is Oklahoma going to end up on the power play, as there is still 1 player. They changed the player that was in the box for UCO. It was Sykes. Sykes has left the box. It's now Garrett Formhall's in the box for UCO.
Yeah, OU's on the power play right now.
Change of player down there. I believe they are going to give OU the power play here. Yes, they will, with Formhall's in the box. I believe Sykes has gone out on the ice here. So Sykes was taken out of the penalty box. He's now on the ice. And Oklahoma will end up on a power play 2.5 minutes in. I think that's likely for the original contact with Brendan Forden that led to the fight.
Yeah, it looks like Carson Spear is going to take the face-off draw for the Sooners.
And we will finally get back underway 2.5 minutes in here at Arctic Edge. It'll be Carson Spear in the face-off circle for the Oklahoma Sooners. Puck immediately batted out to Carr. Got Skylar Balcom back there as well. Back out to Nate Payne. Oklahoma with the 5-on-4 advantage here will look to make this 2-0 in the early going. Nate Payne gets it back. Carson Spear down there along the boards. Tries to find Sykes for UCO. But it's not happening, and Oklahoma gets it right back the other way, covered up by Farrer, and we will get a stoppage here. Face-off once again in the attacking zone for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, it looks like the Sooners on this first power play unit, they've got Ryan Carr and Skylar Balcom on the backside of the power play unit. I really like that decision. Balcom's a very good defensive forward, so good coaching position so far.
Yeah, Balcom a bit of a defensive forward type player for OU, but UCO is able to clear it. Going to go back to Payne. He'll play it out of the net, just narrowly avoids Sykes back there, and now Carr will look to make a move. He's got Carson Spear in front of him. He's got Nate Payne up there. Charlie Blake in as well for Oklahoma. Blake looking to get another. Batted around in front of the net. Blake is on it. He'll pass it back out to Balcom, looking for Carr, unable to find Carr. It'll find its way down to Charlie Blake. Now back to Carr. Over to Balcom. Shot is off the stick of Sykes for UCO. And Oklahoma still looking to get something going here. Over to Balcom now. Shot from Balcom. Glove save by Farrer.
Yeah, really good shot from Balcom there. Had no traffic in front of the net, though. Made it pretty easy for UCO tender to make the save there. But good pressure so far from the Sooners.
Hard to believe we're not even 4 minutes into this one here at Arctic Edge, as puck drop was about 15 to 20 minutes ago now. But we are finally getting some game time knocked off. Martin wins the faceoff for the Sooners, but UCO is able to hit it out of the zone there. Great play by Josh Bishop. And now Oklahoma will try to roll it from behind the net, still with that 5-on-4 advantage. Caden Martin is out long for the Sooners as they try to set up a play from behind their own goal. They'll get hit over to Mike Amala here on the near side. Skating in, looking for something. Amala, shot saved by Farr in the glove once again of the UCO goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, that glove's been electric for the UCO keeper there. Another good shot from the similar area as Balcom. So Sooners trying to get something going there on that glove side.
Another chance here for Oklahoma. Shot, Caden Martin scores! 2-0 for the Sooners early.
What a roofer by Caden Martin. Way to get yourself on the board in this game. We'll take a look at the replay here.
And you hear the Boomer Sooner chant ring out inside Arctic Edge as you see the replay on that goal.
Yeah, there's a ball with the shot.
There you go.
And then it's the wrong
That
replay.
might be. Is that the replay of the? That's the replay of the shot before. That's the replay of what led to the face-off.
Here we go.
We'll get a replay of the Caden Martin goal. There you go. Just takes it in, beats Farr, puts it into the net. And Oklahoma, 4 minutes in, has a 2-0 lead over the UCO Broncos, looking to pick up where they left off last year, both in physicality and in the score column. As UCO needs something quickly here if they're to get back going. A scrum on the near side. Charlie Blake's got it, pass in front of the net, but it's deflected by UCO. Jeffrey Redmond has it. Going to get back going the other way. And maybe looking for an icing, maybe not going to get it here. Carr gets shoved into the boards pretty hard. UCO fans behind the Oklahoma goal are chanting as Mike Amala's got it now on the far side, flicks it all the way up, nearly avoids the netting there. Frank Mondi back on it for Central Oklahoma. Narrowly avoids Kagan off the stick there, and this will be a chance for Oklahoma. They've got Josh Bells on it down here. Bells with the pass up. Charlie Blake's in the middle, but he's unable to find it. That puck will be lifted up and just shy of the netting. We'll keep this one in play. Charlie Blake on it once again, but it evades the stick of Griffin Joy and will go back into the deep end. Another couple hits being delivered. You're going to see a lot of hits in this game. You ain't seen nothing yet. Well, you have seen something with the fight. In terms of hits, you ain't seen nothing yet. As Oklahoma's back on it, Glass pass hits the ref with that one. It's going to go to Bells. He also hits the ref. Both players down. We've got a little bit of hand fighting here on the ground. Someone's trying to put someone in a headlock. We're still going. Brendan Wolf shot saved by Ferrer. Both players back up at center ice, and Ferrer will cover it up for another face-off.
Yeah, it looks like that was between Alex Kagan and Sam Sykes for UCO. It looks like Kagan just kind of got the upper hand there on that hit. Caused Sykes to go into the boards kind of awkwardly.
Face-off once again for Oklahoma. The power play did expire for the Sooners after that second goal, so we are back to 5-on-5 for Oklahoma. Chance here once again there in front of the net. Spear goes down, maybe looking for a tripping, but not going to get it. Stick fighting there, but it stays in the Oklahoma attacking zone. Now still stays in the attacking zone, but UCO will get a chance to knock it out, and they'll try to mount a charge here once again. Some more physical play. Hogan on it for UCO. Now back to Oklahoma. Now back to UCO. Possession being trading hands very quickly here, but it'll find its way back to Kagan. Played around the boards for Payne. Blockham going to get a big hit from behind there. Blockham still in on this one. They get passed over to Payne. Go up to Carson Spear. Carson Spear and Tristan Glass are pretty far up the ice here looking to get something going as some subs come in the back line. Charlie Blake on the ice. Glass continues to try to get something going. He's still got the puck. Carson Spear now with it on the far side. Finds Brendan Wolf. Eyes in the back of his head. It's flung up and into the side netting on the arena and out of play.
Yeah, and OU continuing to dominate zone coverage here at the beginning of this game. UCO's gotten some chances. They've been broken up pretty well by Sooner defense, but UCO's getting in there. They're getting the puck on the forecheck. It's just a matter of if they can get set up. They did it really well on that first play of the game, but be curious to see if it happens more here.
Narve is on it now for the Sooners. Mike Amala stick fighting. Goes just over Stuckey there and will go all the way back for an icing call. And we'll get another face-off for Oklahoma in the attacking end. Garrett Narve is on it. Batted around. Ryan Carr up top, glove save once again by Farr. He's made about 4 of those today. OU really putting him to work here early.
Yeah, no, his glove side's been sharp. OU currently up 4-0 on the shot department. From what we can tell, we're kind of doing shots on our own here tonight. We'll go again here on this face-off, but no, yeah. OU's been really hitting that glove side of Farr. He's been sharp with it so far, minus that roofer goal there. That glove sides look really good.
Shots on goal on our broadcast are unofficial because Arctic Edge's shots on goal counter is currently not on, so we are counting them ourselves up here in the booth. Garrett Narvaez has the face-off, wins it for the Sooners. It goes back to Carr up top, shot in, scramble in front of the net. Farrer comes up with it, and we will get another attacking zone face-off for the Sooners. They are putting the pressure on here early.
And that shot from Kagan, I believe. I'm sorry, Ryan Carr. It hit a stick in front of the net. Kind of made it hard for Farr to get the save, but he was able to find it.
Here's UCO trying to get on it, but it's taken away there by Mike Amala with great speed to get to that puck. Flung up and around the boards. Carr unable to get to it. Charlie Blake is able to get to it. He'll send it back down around the boards, and UCO is unable to really mount any sort of attack here. Oklahoma has kept it in this attacking end all game long. That puck is out of the arena, and we will have another face-off once again in the attacking zone for Oklahoma. I feel like we've had pretty much every face-off in the attacking zone for Oklahoma, as UCO has been unable to get that puck into their third of the ice, really aside from the first minute of the game.
Yeah, you said what I was going to say there. No, they've been hemmed in here pretty well. Fortunately for them, their bench is closer to this side of the ice, so they're able to get those line changes when they can.
Here's Carr once again for Oklahoma, skating it around, a little bit of a spin move. We got a couple players down there, Bells included, and I think they're going to send Bells to the penalty box here as we have Sykes down in the face-off circle.
Yeah, ref had his hand up there. There's a UCO player down right now, though.
And that is what we will have. So power play here for UCO as Sykes is a little slow to get up. Bell's in the penalty box. High sticking was the call there, I believe?
I believe that was high sticking, yeah.
So it'll be a high sticking on Josh Bells. Sykes is going to get his way off the ice here. And it will be a UCO. Actually, well, they're going to put Sykes in the box too, so it's going to be offsetting penalties here. Sam Sykes in the box for UCO. And Josh Bell's in the box for the Sooners.
I'm curious to see how, it's hard to see from my vantage point, but how Sykes was involved with that. It looked like a high sticking call on Bells there. I wonder if something happened kind of behind the play there that we missed.
There was a little bit of a scrum down on the ice. They were both kind of getting into it. I don't think the UCO fans are particularly happy about that one, but it will be penalties on both teams here. Refs are talking to Sykes. Let's see.
What an entertaining first period.
This has been wild.
We're only like 8 minutes in.
Refs have talked to Sykes. We're getting it back underway here. Well, UCO is an extra player on the ice compared to Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma's going to get 2 in the box here. Caden Martin has just gone into the penalty box as well. So it will be a UCO power play after all. And Carson Glass goes down, sending that one deep into the UCO zone. Farrer is going to get to it, pass it back around. And UCO with a 5-on-4 advantage will look to mount a charge here. Here we go, up the ice for UCO. Frank Mondi is going to fling it up. He's going to catch a teammate there. Caught Carter DeMello. Puck now ringing around the boards. Mondi back on it up top. He's going to look for some clear ice. He'll go back to DeMello. DeMello shot just past Grayson Payne. UCO still on it up top. Back to Mondi, back to Vizzello, and it is up and into the netting. DeMello shot way high in the net.
Yeah, and that's exactly what UCO needed to come back from this. Get some zone time, get a power play. Still not really sure how power play was determined from that, but they got the power play.
I saw 2 players involved, and we have 3 in the box.
Yeah,
so.
That's hockey for you. But no, UCO
another chance here
time.
Another chance here for UCO in the Oklahoma attacking end to try to get something going and break up this 2-0 lead early for Oklahoma. But Mondi's pass is intercepted there by Griffin Joy. Sends it out of the UCO zone, and they're going to have to rebuild here. Carson Spear sends it even further out, but it clips the side netting, and we'll get a face-off.
Yeah, and good defense from the Sooners, trying to push UCO back into the neutral zone there. So good penalty kill so far for the Sooners. See if they can keep it up here. Still got a little bit over a minute to go.
Face off at center ice after that puck went into the side netting there on the far side by the grandstands. And Carson Spear on it for Oklahoma. Puck batted all the way back down to the UCO defensive end. And they will once again try to mount a charge on this 5-on-4 power play. Puck flung all the way around by Robbie Rebroker. UCO's got it up top. Still trying to find a little bit of clear ice. Might be a chance for Rebroker behind. And it's going to be intercepted there by Oklahoma. Wolf will fling it, and this will also get into the side netting, and we will get another face-off. This one will be in the UCO attacking end. Line change.
Yeah,
I was going to say, line change in full here for the Sooners. You've got Tristan Glass, you got Carson Glass, you got Alex Kagan, and you got Ryan Carr, the number one defensive duo on the ice here for the Sooners as they look to kill this power play. UCO with the advantage. They've got Colin Hogan on the faceoff. Puck continues to try to find some open ice. Broncos are looking for it. Doucet on it. Kagan, trying to get in the way. Now it's played over. You got Rebroker on it. Tristan Glass gets a stick to the puck, and it's back out of the zone, and UCO once again is going to have to regroup here. Not able to get anything going so far on the power play. Through the skates of Josh Bishop. Goes over to Kagan, and now that one is sliding all the way back down to Ferrer on the other side of the ice. UCO running out of time on this power play. 22 seconds left if they want to find a goal to close this gap here in the first period, and they are mounting a charge. Frank Mondi's on it, skating through, but Spear takes him off the puck. Redmond's on it now for UCO, trying to get something going behind the net. Still nothing. Skating around. 5 seconds left on the penalty. Josh Bishop on it for Central Oklahoma, but it's taken away, and that'll end the power play. Monticelli out of the box, tried to get immediately on it. Couldn't get anything going. Puck batted up in the air. And now it is where it's been for so much of this game in that Oklahoma end. As Kagan tries to get something going, flick in by Griffin Joy, just misses the net there, but he had a good chance at it. And he's got the puck now down on the boards. Oklahoma's got 3 players out back here looking to try to set up a move. Vage Joy, a little bit of contact. Carson Spear now. And it'll be hit back behind the goal. Colin Hogan on it for UCO. Now over to Frank Mondi. Now over to Josh Bishop. And UCO finds Redmond deep. This is a chance. Score, Broncos! Jeffrey Redmond gets the first for UCO, and it's 2-1 now in the first period.
Boy, is it loud in here.
Sooners just left him unmarked.
We'll take a look at that replay here. We'll get it going for you. It was just a breakaway moment for UCO. We'll get it going here. Yeah, you can just see he was popping out into the neutral zone. They were getting that pass going, and he was all alone off to the races, and that shot just going by Payne there. Put the UCO back in this one.
Just left unmarked. And Oklahoma has their lead cut into. It's 2-1 now, only 10 minutes into the first period here for Arctic Edge. This crowd is into it. This place is packed. The grandstands are full. The side grandstands behind next to the Oklahoma bench are full. We've got people wrapped all the way around the ice. You can see it here. What a sight at Arctic Edge. We're going to get a redo on the face-off here.
Yeah, you can't count either team out. You just can't. Something always happens, something that looks weird. Sooners haven't done much of those, given up much breakaways like that, I should say. So kind of out of character for them. Just to leave somebody wide open there in the neutral zone to get that sprung pass going, but
it's kind of like Red River, where no matter how bad one team is or how good the other is, it'll still find a way to be a close game. Grayson Payne on it now, over to Stuckey for the Sooners on that back line. It goes off the stick of Charlie Blake and back to Ferrer. He'll avoid making contact with it, and now UCO will look to get on it. Big hit there in front of the net. Sooners trying to open something up, not happening at the moment. Mitchell Wilson on it back there, plays it out to DeMello. Now Charlie Blake's got a chance, plays it back to Narvaez behind the net. Trying to find an open man. It's loose in front of the net, but it's covered up by Ferrer with the glove. And we'll get another attacking zone faceoff for the Sooners. This has been a good first period, eh?
Yeah, it has. We'll take a look here at that last play.
Action-packed. We were talking about last year's game. As you see the replay right there, Ferrer making that save. It was loose in the crease for a moment, but he's able to jump on it. We were talking a little bit about last year's game, and it felt like the first period was kind of calm, and then it progressively ramped up from the second period. Started early here, 4 players ejected and a 2-1 lead for the Sooners, and we are halfway through the first. Oklahoma still on it right now. It's taken away, and now UCO's got 2-on-3 opportunity. Here we go for the Broncos, but it's batted back away, and Carson Glass has found it. We've got some scuffling down there, and both benches are not particularly happy about what's going on the far side of the ice, as Carr is still getting into it down there. Basically a 4-on-4 as these two continue to go at it. Baucom now has it for Oklahoma. Leaves the zone. UCO tries to get something going. A little bit of a chance here for Sykes. Stick broken in the middle of the ice. Unsure whose, but somebody has lost a stick. And now Baucom has it, left the zone. They're not going to get called. Nearly gets into the goal, just past Ferrer. Caden Martin now down on it. Scruffle, puck out in front of the net. Narve is unable to find it. Now it's going back the other way, but it's deflected away by Kagan. And big hit almost into the Oklahoma bench there. Excuse me, that was Carr who deflected it. Now Kagan's on the puck. Shot up. Here's a chance for UCO. Out in front of the net. Shot just saved by Payne. Colin Hogan unable to convert. Back the other way for the Sooners. Baucom loses possession of it momentarily, but is still able to stay on it. Narrowly avoids the UCO player. Tristan Glass with it now on the far side. Tristan Glass once again tried to find Baucom. Couldn't find him now. Glass shot saved by Farrer. Big hit into the boards there. Shot is saved in the glove once again by Farrer. That was Brendan Wolf trying to find the net on that one.
Yeah, and it was back-to-back chances on both sides of the ice. Here's OU going the other way. Or here's our first look by UCO there. Just that shot. Grayson Payne coming up with a save. And then puck's going to come the other way here. OU's going to get some chances. We have to go back to the game here. But yeah, here's that first look for OU. We'll head back.
We're back underway here. Shot for the Sooners. Gets deflected. And we're still getting a little bit of fighting here on the far end. Ducey is on it along with Brendan Wolf. As UCO gets another chance courtesy of Colin Hogan behind the net, but they're unable to make anything happen. Good job by Wilson to keep that thing in the zone. And UCO still has it behind the net. They like to play behind the net. Josh Bishop with it right there. Shot saved by Payne off the stick there. That one courtesy of Connor Homan for the Broncos. Homan now has it back. Big flick in, but it finds 3 different OU players. And they'll play it back out as we get a line change for the Sooners. Tristan Glass off. Narvaez and Stuckey on as UCO tries to get something going. And it will be played deep in. That'll be an icing call.
Yeah, it feels like the game's kind of evened up a little bit now. I mean, obviously the score hasn't, but in terms of physicality, in terms of who's having possession when and where, since that UCO power play, they seem to have kind of found a little bit of their game. OU, you can still, obviously make argument for both. OU's been electric, trying to get things going in their own zone as well. They had 2 great chances just prior to this face-off. They'll look to do it again here on their offensive face-off.
Garrett Narvaez once again under center for Oklahoma. Here's Amala looking for something. Puck in the crease, unable to find anything. Still being batted around. Leaves the Oklahoma zone, and they've got to retreat here to avoid an offsides call. That's going to open up a little bit of an opportunity for UCO as they continue to try to play out behind the net. Puck batted in wide, no one able to find it, and Kagan will deflect it. Here's a chance, never mind. Still being batted around. Played deep into the end. You've got 2 Oklahoma players back, but Davis Thompson is chasing it down. Now Charlie Blake gets it for Oklahoma. Off the stick. Oklahoma wants a high sticking, and I believe they are going to get it on Muhammad Ananda.
Yeah, puck just played with the high stick there. To get things clarified with the referees, are going to be a Sooners face-off in the UCO zone.
Yeah, we're getting a conversation here between the refs and it looks like the UCO scorer once again. And they're going to talk about this one. No penalty called right there, so we'll stay 5-on-5 for the time being. Carson Glass, Tristan Davison. Caden Martin runs him head on into the boards, and the whistle's going to blow. Wasn't too much contact there, but it was a pretty big shot into the boards.
Yeah, it looks like Martin's going to get a penalty for that hit there.
And it will be Caden Martin in the box for the Sooners.
Refs have been quick to call a lot of things in this game. They don't want to get this too out of hand. more than it already has been.
Trying to get control back after that first period, or that early fight. We're still in the first period. We're in for a good one at Arctic Edge, and we are in for a long one at Arctic Edge tonight. Redmond gets the face-off for UCO as Carr bats it around to Kagan. OU's top defensive pairing back out on the ice, and it clears the zone. And now Frank Mondi for UCO is going to try to regroup here. Skating it back behind the ice. They are on the power play, 5-on-4, so they've got time to try to mount a rush, and that they will do. Wilson on it, but the puck is taken away, and UCO has to try again. Evades Redmond, who scored the only goal for UCO in this game earlier in this first period. Still a 5-on-4 opportunity. The puck is flung back behind Payne. Carr will get to it, tries to knock it out, and he will successfully do so. And now OU's on a shorthanded charge here. Tristan and Carson Glass are both on it. Glass into Glass, but it's saved by Farrer, and they're unable to make anything happen. Carson Glass still hounding him here, but UCO will get to regroup, and we will have a line change for the Sooners. Both Glasses coming off for Joy and Bells. Bell's a little bit more of a defensive style player, but it sneaks past him, and now UCO's in off the, looks like the crossbar there. UCO with another fling and bit of a save by Payne. It was close on the shot by Cervantes. UCO still looking. Carter DeMello behind the net. Unable to find anything, and it will just escape out of the zone. Cervantes wasn't able to get to it. And with 44 seconds left on the power play, UCO is going to try to get it. Here's Hogan in for the Broncos. Not able to get to it as quick as he would like. It'll be sent down behind the board. Cervantes over to Sykes. Sykes shot. Deflection there in on net from Josh Bishop, but it's saved by Payne. 30 seconds left on the power play. Sykes with it on the near side. UCO putting the pressure on here on this power play as they look to even the game up. Sykes got it back over to Cervantes. Cervantes shot. Takes a deflection there off Griffin Joy. Now a chance. Just misses. Payne's laying down in front of the net here, but it's going to get taken out. And Griffin Joy is going to launch that thing into another zip code. And a chance for UCO will end. Power play over. Oklahoma back to full strength after a near chance, and now Oklahoma's got a chance at it. Here's Glass. Glass into Blancombe, but it's saved by Farrer.
And so many chances there for both teams. That Carson Glass, Tristan Glass duo almost finding the back of the net, and then UCO going the other way. Here's a look at what just happened there on the ice for the Sooners. Them coming into the zone. We'll take a look here.
I'm already almost out of water. My voice is going to be gone by the end of this one. Still got another one tomorrow, too, so if you're enjoying the action that you are seeing tonight from Arctic Edge, you can always come out to Arctic Edge tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m., and we'll hold another game between OU and UCO, and you can see the continuation of what we're seeing tonight, and you can join the sold-out crowd here in Edmond. Carson Spear on it for the Sooners, back to Nate Payne, but it evades him, and OU will have to regroup. 4 minutes left in the first period. OU with a nice move there. Here's Carson Spear up the ice. A little bit of a chance, but it's finally deflected by UCO. Still with it are the Sooners. Carson Spear with it behind the net, looking for a wraparound. Unable to find it. Tries to find Payne. Takes a bounce. Sooners still with it. Brendan Wolf with it up top. Shot in. Tried to take a deflection there off Glass, but was unable to find it. Back to Carson Spear. Carson Spear shot saved by Farrer. Back to Nate Payne. Back to Tristan Glass. Shot saved by Farrer once again. He's allowed 2 goals, but he's saved plenty more here for the Broncos as there's a tie-up on the boards on the near side. Brendan Wolf ultimately wins it, but it'll go right back behind the net after a little bit of stick work there. Now played back up. Stuckey with a long shot, just misses the net. Line change in progress here for both teams. Carson Spear still on the ice for the Sooners, trying to chase this one down. He's able to get a handle on it, but he's tied up along the boards. Now UCO. DeMello's got it. We'll try to get something going. He'll simply send it back down towards Grayson Payne, and it will be an icing call on the Broncos.
And yeah, just so much action going on here. I was going to point this out in our intermission report coming up. I'll point out early here, both teams playing pretty aggressive, but OU's playing so much faster than we've seen throughout the rest of the season. They definitely, they're known to kick it up a notch going against their rivals, as any team would, but it's almost like a different team than what we've seen.
The physicality has really been cranked up on both sides today, and you are you're seeing the result of that as the pass just narrowly avoids Kagan. Oklahoma trying to keep a handle on it, and we might get a trip here on Cervantes. Are we going to get an offsides?
I think it was an offsides.
There was a bit of a stick in the skates potentially there for Charlie Blake, but we're going to get an offsides.
Sooners leading in the shot department, 14-7 right now.
Deflection there. Oklahoma now trying to get back at it. Charlie Blake, leading goal scorer for the Sooners, fires in, saved by Farr. He can't get a handle on it. Still in the crease now, batted away. And Stuckey will be back on it for the Sooners deep, and the play will look to start from Cole Stuckey, the sophomore. Sitting, aches it behind the net. Pass over to Amala. Caught by a UCO player. Now Narvaez tries to hound Josh Bishop. Taken back away. Back over to the UCO. Hogan's got it on the near side. Hogan slips it past Wolf, but he's unable to find any of his teammates, and it'll get batted back away by Grayson Payne. Tie up on the far side. Kagan flips it well down and in, and it'll slip past Farr. Icing is called, and it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for UCO as they continue to try to tie this game up. 2 minutes left in the first period. Kagan's going to get a new stick here, and he'll stay on the ice. Narvaez under face-off for the Sooners, and it's out of the UCO zone, so any pressure they might have been able to apply is going to be neutered substantially as Oklahoma gets a line change in. Caden Martin, Carson Glass in. Here's a little bit of chance for UCO, but it just slips past Ducey, and now Oklahoma's on the charge. Mike Amala on it, dices it up, shot saved in the glove by Farr.
Yeah, what a look there from Mike Amala. So we will try our best to jump to that here. Amala just gets sprung there, right on the blue line pretty much. He's off to the races there. Looks for the shot, tries to go glove side again. UCO is ready for it that time.
Carson Glass on it for the Sooners, but we will get a redo on the faceoff. Carson Glass still on it here for the Sooners as they look to make it a 3-1 game, and we got whistle still blowing. Carson Glass now on it. If you're watching Hello Hockey House Pod, we'll see you later tonight, as Christian said a couple games ago against Colorado State. Ananda on it for the Broncos. Puck batted out wide, and now they'll try to mount a charge. Redman on it. Physical play there with Tristan Davison. It's taken away. Puck being batted around, switching sides quickly, and now Redman's got it one more time. Looking for his second goal of the night, but he's not able to get a good shot off. Back out of the UCO zone, back into the UCO zone, sent in deep, and Grayson Payne will get to it. Trying to find somebody. He'll find Carr. Now Caden Martin on the near side, and the UCO fans down there are banging on the boards trying to knock him off his game. It's a fun atmosphere here at Arctic Edge as you've got Davison over to Carson Glass. Continues to look for something. Trying to give Ananda the slip, unable to do it so far. Now Brendan Wolf, but it slips back to a UCO player. A little bit of a chance there off the skate of Carr, or back off of Carr. Almost lost his glove there as UCO is behind the net, now back out, and it'll slip out of the zone. Cervantes just unable to keep a handle on it, and UCO will have to regroup. Brendan Wolf on it now deep for the Sooners. 30 seconds left in this first period, and it's going to fly right back down to Farr. One end to the other end. UCO behind the net. 19-18 left in the first period, and they will try to mount a charge. Off the stick there. Carson Spear is nearest Sooner to it, and he'll slip it back out to Kagan. Tristan Glass on it now. 6, 5, 4. Oklahoma's going to take it away, and that will end the first period here from Arctic Edge. 2-1 Sooners after the first in what was quite a fun first period, I would say.
Yeah, it was crazy. More eventful than any first period we've had this season. Both teams picking up off right where they left off, I should say. It was eventful. We'll break it all down for you here coming up in this first intermission report, so don't go anywhere. But man, what a game so far.
We are back from Arctic Edge Ice Arena here for the Oklahoma Sooners versus the UCO Mustangs. 2-1 here in the first, or after the first period, and it was a very tight game for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. UCO had that good first opening rush there, but then it was all Sooners for the good majority of that first period. Obviously, that giant line brawl happening, 4 ejections across the board, including Sooner players like Josh McDonald and Blake Swearingen. But yeah, goals as well. Charlie Blake opening the scoring for both teams with that just clean shot from the slot, able to find the back of the UCO goaltender there. What were your thoughts on that one, Sky?
A great shot. There were a lot of great shots and a lot of great saves in this first period. Despite the 3 goals, we saw some great goalkeeping work on both sides from both teams, and we will maybe see some more of that in the second period. It was also a very physical first period with those 4 ejections in that early fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to those goals, second goal of the night, that was from Caden Martin with a roofer, just lifting it top shelf on the goaltender for UCO. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's something that we haven't seen very much of, kind of like trick goals and whatnot, getting it flashy. Arvanese is very much a very keep it by the books, keep it simple, get your shots on net type of coach. So to see them let them have some fun out there, get creative with their shots, it's what you want to see if you're the Sooners. With that being said, UCO did bounce back pretty shortly after that, but Jeffrey Redmond, that breakaway shot, kind of uncharacteristic of the Sooner defense. Sky, I don't know, what do you make of that one?
Yeah, he just kind of got unmarked. We haven't seen that too much from Oklahoma this year. Redmond just snuck past the line, was able to get a pretty clear breakaway on net and score that goal for UCO. We're going to be back here in about 4 minutes for the start of the second period. For now, Sky Shrek and Elijah Lena, this has been your OU Hockey TV Intermission Report. We are back here from Arctic Edge Ice Arena. I'm Sky Shrek, joined up here in the booth by Elijah Lena. If you can hear me over the raucous screaming as UCO re-enters the ice here for the second period. It's a rink share between these two teams, but the crowd is pretty heavily UCO as we are playing in Edmond, home of the UCO Broncos here tonight. And we are getting ready to go. Both teams getting some stretches in, getting some final skating in before the second period kicks off here in Edmond. To use a bit of a soccer analogy from the World Cup draw today. 16 shots for both teams is what we're showing on the Arctic Edge scoreboard after that first period. Still 2-1 Oklahoma. UCO will look to keep it level here. And the face-off is about to get underway to begin the second period here at Arctic Edge. It's been a long one so far tonight, over an hour since kickoff, or puck drop, but it's been a good one. Tristan Glass on it now. Soccer on the mind with the World Cup coming up in the U.S. here in a couple months only, as it's back to Payne there on the far side. Alex Kagan takes it around, now up to Tristan Glass. And the puck is flung back down. UCO wants an icing call. UCO gets an icing call. It's 18 minutes in. They'll get a face-off in their attacking end. Yeah,
and we had a little bit of discrepancy on the shots on goal counter. I wasn't keeping track on the scoreboard in Arctic Edge for the first period, so I was doing my best to keep track of it there. Turns out I was a little bit off there, so we have it corrected now. UCO leading 17-16 in the shot department for the Sooners.
Face-off back underway. UCO looking to try and tie this game up, but a hit from Kagan takes them off the puck, and it'll get wrapped around to Cervantes. As OU's got that defensive pairing of Carr and Kagan back on the ice as they've been for so much of this game. Carson Spear tries to get something going. Stick lost there for UCO's number 11, Jeffrey Redmond, only goal scorer in this game for the Broncos. They're going to help him get that stick back. But it's a chance for Tristan Glass for Oklahoma out in front of the net. Pass to Spear, but he's just wide, and he's unable to connect on an open area there in the goal. Farr left him a chance, but he could not seal the deal. And now here's a chance for Tristan Glass. Still on it, still unable to get anything going. Great defense from Ananda and some of the UCO players to take him off that puck. Kagan dodging some traffic here, trying to get a chance at it, but he goes down, and the puck is batted back to center ice, and Oklahoma will regroup.
Yeah, it looks like Carson Spear had the net open there behind Farr, and he just wasn't able to tuck it in there.
Here's a chance for UCO. Shot on net, just wide. It was a great deflection there from Charlie Blake, and a whistle is going to blow.
Yeah, we'll get a quick look at that one there. It looked like it might have been saved from Payne.
Either Payne got to it or Charlie Blake got to it, but someone got to it to turn away what looked like a very clear chance on goal for the Broncos. Ooh.
Looks like Payne might have come up with that one. They're going to count it as a shot, so yeah, Payne got the save. What a save by Grayson Payne.
Great job by him to keep this thing 2-1 here in the first period, and Charlie Blake is going to be in the penalty box for the Sooners as a result of that, so it's going to be a UCO power play. 5-on-4 for the Broncos as they've got a chance to put some pressure on and try to tie the game. UCO bats it back out, but it just barely evades the stick there of Sam Sykes, and to go all the way back. Joy with a bit of a shove on Sykes. He goes down, wants a call, not going to get one, and Sykes will look to regroup. Pass over to Doucet. Back down around the boards. Cole Stuckey is the nearest Sooner to it. Continues to be hit around. Stuckey going to get into it down there with Josh Bishop. It's UCO still looking. Now back to Doucet. Doucet gets the move over, but it's taken away by Oklahoma. Narvaez flings it up the ice. And UCO will regroup. 1:20 left on the power play as a full line change comes out for the Sooners. Nate Prain, Brendan Wolf, and the two Glasses out on the ice for Oklahoma right now. And it's taken away by Wolf. Now over to one of the Glasses. Carson Glass has a chance at it here with Brendan Wolf. Shot saved in the glove by Farr.
Yeah, and quick look there for the Sooners on that one. Should be able to find some open ice and get a shorthanded look there. But Sooners doing a good job of not letting UCO get set up on this power play.
About halfway through the power play, 1:04 left on the board. As UCO is looking to get something going, but Oklahoma's going to have a shorthanded attack here. Face-off in their end. Good job to keep that puck in the zone from Nate Payne. But it will be UCO's puck, and they'll try to mount a play from behind the net. Here they go. Wilson up the ice. Pass over, tries to find Thompson, ends up finding him on the far side. UCO thinks it's in. It looks like Payne has it. Saved by Grayson Payne.
Yeah, they're going to call that a save. We'll take a look here really quickly at the replay.
And now they're calling it a UCO goal.
We'll take a look on our own in here. We don't have access.
Now they're not calling it a UCO goal. They made the scoreboard 2-2. The fans started cheering as if it was a goal. They have not called a goal. And they are going to take it off the board, so it'll still be 2-1 here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena after a bit of confusion. They played the goal horn, which got the fans excited for ultimately a no goal.
Yeah, it was a little bit of confusion there. It looked like Payne had it from our angle. Obviously, refs don't have the same angle that we have. But from our vantage point, it looked like Payne might have had that. Looked like
he had it there for sure. It's DeMello. Oh, knocked down Tristan Glass to the puck. Here's a chance for the Sooners. It slips past the skate of Carson Glass, but it'll be the first one to it down here behind the goal. He's got 4 UCO players on him, though, and they deliver a big check into that gate. Almost came loose a little bit there. As Carson Glass continues to fight for his life and this puck. Change is being made for Oklahoma. Falls out of the zone. 8 seconds left in the power play. They'll retreat. I think they're going to try to run out the power play. Griffin Joy on it. Here's Griffin Joy for the Sooners. Saved by far. Now Brendan Wolf on it for the Sooners. Still 3-on-2 for Oklahoma. And now UCO will finally get the defense back. And they won't be able to get anything. Josh Bell's with it. Over to Mike Amala. Mike Amala has it deflected. UCO trying to get this puck out of the zone. They will, but it only serves to go straight back to Cole Stuckey. UCO with another hit that also goes back to Cole Stuckey. Hogan's on it just outside the attacking end. He flings it deep into the boards. Cole Stuckey on it once again for the Sooners. Brendan Wolf down behind the net. Over to Griffin Joy. Joy pass flung up. Mike Amala trying to race to it. Mike Amala will get to it. Looked for a chance there. He'll try the wraparound. Still unable to find anybody. Goes over to Brendan Wolf. Shot down and in. Joy on it for the Sooners. Scrum behind the net. Still loose. Almost into the crease there, but UCO takes it away, and it'll go back over to Cervantes. And he'll look to send this puck up the ice, but Joy is right back on it, and they're going to call offsides here.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a too many men on the ice call.
There might be that, too, because it was in the middle of a line change from Oklahoma.
Yeah, so
that's what it will be.
Too many men on the ice call.
So another power play for UCO, their second of the period. We're unable to get anything on that last chance, but now with Caden Martin back into the penalty box for the Sooners, it's going to be another opportunity for UCO to try to tie this game up here early in the second period. 15:39 on the clock. 2 minutes on the penalty clock for the Broncos. On the faceoff, Carr just trying to bat it out of the net, but UCO's got a chance here. Shot saved forward and shot over the net. And now Oklahoma's able to bat it down and bat it out, and it'll go back down to the end line. And UCO will regroup. It's Carson and Tristan Glass. Once again, the brothers on the penalty kill for the Sooners. Brendan Wolf still out there. He's played a long shift right now for Oklahoma, along with Kagan. As UCO tries to get something going, but Glass gets to it. Back down behind the net, back on the end line. UCO with another chance here, circling, trying to find open ice. It's played in deep there from Thompson. Two players run into each other there. It was Thompson making contact with his teammate, and now UCO has it up top. Still unable to find any open ice in front of the net. Back up, here's Mondi, shot wide of the net. Wilson, Mitchell Wilson, on it for UCO. Pass over, saved by Payne. Still in front of the crease, it's taken and it's set wide by Oklahoma. Tristan Glass deflects it and we'll get a line change. Mondi stays on the ice for UCO, but it seems like wholesale changes otherwise. 45 seconds left on the power play. As UCO still looking for something. The shot from half court is well wide of the net. in a battle down on the boards. Here's a chance for Sykes. Joy gets in there, disrupts him. Kagan on it, flips wide. Maybe another chance for UCO here. A little bit of open ice created. Shot, score, UCO! Sebastian Doucet for the Broncos. Power play goal with 14 minutes left, and it's tied up here in period number 2 at Arctic Edge.
And Sky, we'll take a look here. UCO just kind of getting some speed down the slot, and that shot just finds the back of the net pretty fast. Not much Grayson Payne's able to do about that one, and they tie it up here.
As we get back underway, it'll be at center ice. 14 minutes left in this one, and we are tied at Arctic Edge between the Sooners and the Broncos. The Broncos looking to turn their season around. The Sooners looking to find their way back into the top 25. Both teams with a lot on the line here, not to mention the rivalry game. Cervantes now looking for a teammate. He's got one, slips in. Here's Doucet again. Just scored the last goal, but he's unable to get to it. Brendan Wolf disrupts him. Pass in. Unable. Oh, it slips into the net. Connor Holman hit the pad of Payne and deflected it into the back of the net. And just like that, it's a 3-2 lead for the Broncos. 2 goals in 20 seconds.
Yeah, Sky, and I was just about to say, if you're the Sooners, just don't get in your own head here. And that one just slipping by Grayson Payne, that's one he wants back. Any goalie would want that one back. But yeah, you cannot let UCO get in your head. You have to find a way to bounce back here. But 3 unanswered goals for UCO, and the Sooners just have to look to try and get one back here.
And you got to wonder if Oklahoma's maybe thinking about the ejection for Forden 2.5 minutes in. That led to Payne coming into the game in the first place. Not ideal to have your starting goalie ejected 2 minutes into the game. And you had to wonder, has that disrupted Oklahoma's momentum as the crowd goes wild once again here with the PA announcement? There's Charlie Blake with a quick shot. Almost had one right back there for the Sooners. Now over to Kagan, flip down, lasers around the boards. Charlie Blake back on it, the Sooners' leading scorer this season, still looking for something as he wants to tie this game back up. What was a 2-1 OU lead is quickly turned into a 3-2 UCO lead here at Arctic Edge. It slipped away so fast. Here's a chance for the Sooners. Narvaez had the puck for a moment, unable to get anything with it. And it'll be flipped all the way down past Cole Stuckey to Alex Kagan. Oklahoma flip around the boards. Mondi on it. Hitt takes it away as he flings it down to Kagan. Sooners trying to build from behind the net. Looking to develop some kind of play here. Slips past to Sykes, and UCO tips it right back to Grayson Payne, who's out of his net. It goes over to Kagan. Over to Wolf. Here's a move for Charlie Blake. Slips past the hit. Oklahoma with a chance. Mike Amala on it for the Sooners. He's got a chance, and it is saved by Farrer. Covers it up.
We'll take a look here. Looks like Amala heard the puck. Yeah, I caught him up high. I'm surprised they let that one go. That was a pretty high hit. And then Farrer just able to cover it up there at the end. But man, that was quite the hit for the Sooners. Is that Amala?
That was Amala on the shot there for Oklahoma. As Bell's on the faceoff now for the Sooners, UCO player down, that's Sykes. He's been involved in a lot of physical contact today, but it's a chance, unmarked man for the Broncos. Kagan tries to take it away, and he does enough to disrupt him and prevent Payne from having to make too difficult of a save there. But the Broncos are going to keep the pressure on and try to extend their lead to 4-2 here in the second period. Out of the Broncos zone, Wilson flips it back in. Nate Payne on it behind the net. Slipping around. And it's back now. Griffin Joy's looking for it, gets knocked down. UCO has it deep. Looking to find some kind of momentum. They've got Doucet, who just scored that second goal. Doucet dodges Carr. Payne needs to get this one away, and the whistle will blow.
Yeah, it looks like we might get a penalty here. Cross-checking on the Sooners.
That's a penalty on OU once again.
I think that's their 4th power play for UCO.
Ryan Carr in the box for the Sooners. Said that is their 3rd of the period for UCO. UCO scored their second goal on the power play, so that we know they can score goals. And with OU down by 1, you can't be allowing UCO to keep getting on the power play. OU's not happy about the call, but that's the way it goes. And Tristan Glass will try to run this up the ice. Rips one down to far. And UCO is going to once again try to work from the back on a power play. Sent in deep. Payne tries to keep it away from any of the Broncos down there on the near side. Garen Narvaez, excuse me, not Garen Narvaez, that's still Payne, number 48 in there as well. Slap that out. Sykes is a chance deflected by Duce up and into the side netting and out of play.
Yeah, and Duce had some height on that deflection there. He was a little closer to the net. He might have been able to catch that top part of the net, but it was a good look for the Broncos, but so far, Sooner defense stays strong.
Charlie Blake now sent out to Kagan and sent well wide as Duce looking for it for the Sooners. Sent deep in. Brendan Wolf will try to knock it right back out, but it's saved once again by Duce. Keeps it in that attacking zone. Number 24 all over the ice here for the Broncos. Still got it behind the net. Spinning around, trying to find something. 1:10 left on the power play, but it's sent deep to far. He'll get a stick on it. He'll play it behind him. And UCO will once again look to build from the back with a whole new line on this power play. You've got Wilson on. You've got Redmond on for the Broncos. 5-on-4 as they march down the ice. Big hit delivered there. Kagan on him. Now back over to Mondi. Back to Wilson. Wilson shot off the skate of Kagan and wide. Broncos got it back up top. Wilson back over to Mondi. Those two doing some work here on the back end. Mondi continues to look for it. He'll stop to skate in a little bit. Chance shot from the side, saved by Payne. And there's a scrum for it down here. Oklahoma player down. And UCO will have it out. That was Carson Spear who went down to the ice there for the Sooners. Wilson still with it as the power play has 10 seconds left for the Broncos as they look to get anything going. Haven't really been able to find any open ice in front of this goal. And now Oklahoma's got it. They're going to play it to Monticelli. Fresh out of the penalty box. Here's Nate Monticelli. Shot it on goal. Over. Farrer. And a chance there for the Sooners comes to nothing. Still scrambling forward on the far side. UCO crowd got loud there when that one just missed. Line change for the Sooners. Spear trying to find someone, but couldn't with that line change going on. Spear plays it over to Joy. Unable to get a stick to it. Now Cole Stuckey on it for Oklahoma. Shoots it off the skate of Hogan. Now that we're 5-on-5, Oklahoma is getting a little bit more of an opportunity down here in the attacking end. Haven't been able to find the net, though, as they've been on the shorthand for, I'd say, over half of this period now. Monticelli still on it for the Sooners. Delivers a little bit of a hit as Joy has played, Bells has played into the boards, and there's some contact down there between Bells and a UCO defender. Broncos catching their breath behind the goal as they try to set something up. Directing traffic a little bit from back there is Colin Hogan. Puck is played deep, and it'll be an icing call on the Broncos. 8:24 left. Oklahoma is going to get an attacking chance.
Yeah, and something I noticed that UCO has cleaned up a little bit here in the second period is they're backwards passing to their D-men. In the first period, it was pretty sloppy. They've kind of gotten that under control. I haven't seen many loose pucks leave the Sooner zone when they're attacking. We'll keep an eye on that one, though. But the Sooners doing a good job on defense throughout the second period.
Oklahoma continuing to look for something. Mike Amala with it down there, caught in the skate of a UCO player. Back out to Carr. Carr and Kagan back on the defense for the Sooners. Shot down, Garen Narvaez has it behind the goal over to Mike Amala. Amala looking for someone, finds Alex Kagan. Kagan going to wind up going to shoot off the skates of a UCO player. That's Duce. And out of the attacking zone, Oklahoma's going to get back in as soon as Narvaez escapes over the line. They'll go back in, but it evades Mike Amala. And now Cervantes is going to have a chance for the Broncos. Played over to Duce on the near side. Gets past Carr, but he doesn't manage to make it at the same rate as the puck does. And it'll be deflected. Cervantes now with it up top. Barely kept in the zone by Wilson off the skate of Charlie Blake. UCO gets it back. Thompson has it down in here. Pass over, finds nobody. Herman now circling, spinning off the stick of Wilson and out of the zone. Here's Thompson with it. Thompson with a pass in, tries to find Ananda, can't get there. And OU's going to tie him up on the boards. Back over to Josh Bells now. Pass flowing up. Holman's with it. Slips past the UCO player. OU wants an icing, OU gets an icing. And it'll be another attacking zone faceoff for the Sooners with 7 minutes left.
Yeah, Sky, and just really quickly, going back to that Caden Martin breakaway. I'm sorry, Nate Monticelli breakaway. The replay does its weird thing again. Here we go. Or maybe not. Replay's been a little funky tonight. No worries, but he was just able to get that breakaway going there. It was a really good look for the Sooners. But we'll get ready to go here in the offensive zone.
Carson Glass on the faceoff for the Sooners. He's got Caden Martin near the goal, but it'll go out to the other side. Knocked down, dispossessed is Tristan Davison. Wolf will hit it. That's back in the offensive zone for the Sooners, but UCO bats it out. And now they got a chance. Herman down here, passed in. Behind the net, unable to find anyone with it. Redmond can't get anything going. Sent deep in, sticked up by Farr. He'll cover it up, and we've got some pushing and shoving down here. Fight threatening to break out. There'll be a couple players. The refs will get there quickly. That was Christopher Young on the UCO side. And it looks like Bells for Oklahoma.
No, yeah, not surprised to see some more extracurriculars behind the net afar.
Not Bells, Davison, excuse me. Still chirping there with Tristan Davison. No penalties called, and we'll stay 5-on-5. Both players involved. We'll go back to the bench, and we'll get some line changes here for both teams. Spear, unable to win the faceoff, rockets around the boards, courtesy of UCO. Takes a bounce, and now Sykes is back on it. He's got a chance in here on the near side, saved by Payne. Was almost a move there for Robbie Rebroker. And it's back out for Wilson and Mondi, the defensive pairing out there right now on the back line for UCO. Brendan Wolf on it, Sykes giving pressure, not backed away by Payne. Maybe could have covered that one up there as UCO is still on the attack. Over to Mondi, over to Rebroker, and now intercepted by OU. They've got a chance down the ice here. Over to Tristan Glass. Can't find Carson Spear. Now he'll find Spear. Pass back in off the skate of a UCO defender. Carson Spear can't get to it, and UCO has it going back the other way now. Doucet, been a threat for UCO every time he gets going down the ice, but it's just wide of the net there. Josh Bishop on it now for the Broncos, but Oklahoma takes it away. Brendan Wolf. Pass over to Glass. Back to Wolf. Loses the handle. Now UCO's got a chance if they can keep control of the puck. They can't. Passed in. Pass back behind the red line. It's going to be some changes here for OU as they get some fresh legs on. They'll try and get some pressure. Slips past Homan there. Up and over. A couple of UCO players. Scrum forward on the boards. Charlie Blake in there for the Sooners. Now it goes back to Kagan. Back up. Puck traveling all over the ice here at rapid speed, but no one really able to get a chance on Idumawa. Holds him to the wall. And it slips past UCO, back down to the red line. And icing.
Yeah, kind of back and forth here. We've talked about it before, Sky, just with kind of how second period for the Sooners tends to be kind of slow one. We've seen it here, UCO getting 3 unanswered goals on them, but we'll be curious to see how the Sooners bounce back going into the third, but for now, been kind of back and forth.
They're going to need it to bounce back with 5 minutes left in this second period. OU wants this win badly. This is maybe their biggest game of the season here with the rivalry. Puck flung up almost into the booth there, and it will go into the UCO penalty box and out of play.
I was watching the monitor. You might have seen, because the camera was pointed over here, I was watching the monitor, and I see the puck in the monitor coming at me, and I was like, oh, shoot, that's like right there. So
I had to take a bit of a flinch step back. I think if I reached my arm out, I probably could have grabbed that one. Would have been a good catch, but I'm not trying to break my hand. That puck is cold.
We'll try and go back to that replay later if we can get it for you.
Garrett Narvaez on the faceoff for the Sooners. as Oklahoma continues to try to tie this game back up. Mike Amalo looked like he had it for a second. Narvaez hits it, but it goes out of the zone. It'll be flung in by Kagan, and the Sooners will regroup. Mike Amalo racing to the puck now. Same with Kagan. Stick broken. Garen Narvaez with the puck down there. Looks like two parts of the broken stick on the ice. There's two different pieces of it laying down. Garen Narvaez now into Blake. Blake shot off the pads of Farrer. One of the better Oklahoma chances here in the last 10 minutes. Kagan's going to send it up, but he's going to get shoved by Ananda. Almost a bear hug there on the near side as the UCO's got a chance. They've got Rebroker down over the middle, but the attack can't find him. Now down behind the net. Looking for something. Big hit delivered. Body on the line for Monticelli, and the whistle will blow.
Yeah, and somebody on the UCO bench was not happy with the UCO positioning. I believe I was telling maybe Sykes or Rebroker to stay in the middle, and they weren't able to there. So tempers flaring on the UCO bench.
As it's Sykes on the faceoff now for the Broncos with the score 4:06 left in the second period. That's the time. The score is 3-2 still between the Broncos and the Sooners, and we're going to sort out where this faceoff is going to be taken from here. Looks like it'll go from the offsides circle right there. Sykes, and that is Bells under center for the Sooners. I think they moved the barrier back there behind the net because we have people wrapped all around this thing.
I think they just walked past the barrier. The barrier is still there. I was kind of glad to see it. We have a lot of social media people that work below us in the commentary booth on this side of Arctic Edge. So I was kind of happy to see it up, but it looks like the fans will just have their way with it.
Griffin Joy now charging for the Sooners. Looks to Monticelli, but it slips past him. Stuckey's going to have it on the near side. Stuckey plays it over to Monticelli. Haven't seen him on the ice too much today, but he's always a contributor for OU. Here's Bells with a chance. Saved by Farr. Loose in the crease. Still loose. Griffin Joy on it now for the Sooners. They've got a chance if they can slip it around here. Unable to find any Oklahoma players, then it's batted back out to the far side. And they'll have to regroup. Nate Payne on it behind Grayson Payne.
Yeah, Sky, and that puck was loose in the crease of Farr for a really long time, and there were just no Sooners able to get a stick on it.
And now it'll go back to UCO. Off the skates of Stuckey. That was Carter DeMello, UCO's leading point scorer and goal scorer this year. Here's a chance. Loose in front of Payne. Still unable to get to it. He hasn't been covering them up much. There's another one just kind of loose in front of him there. Mondi takes a deflection off DeMello and up into the netting back there. Out of play. 30 minutes left. We're going to get a face-off here. 30 shots on goal for the Broncos. 23 for the Sooners. Broncos, that's the designated home team in this game. UCO, I believe, or Oklahoma, I believe, will be on the visitors' bench for both games as the puck is still down behind that Oklahoma goal. Carson Glass trying to get to it. Now he will. Pass over to Caden Martin. They're going to rule it offsides. And now we're going to get a fight down here. Tristan Davison delivers the hit. Carson Glass in there as well. It's a physical game. We've seen that quite a few times already.
I'm not surprised at all. We talked about it last season, how a lot of these players grew up together or played on teams growing up together. So while they're fighting on the ice, it's all in good fun for the most part. I mean, I really can't guarantee that. I don't know. Hockey's an aggressive sport, but yeah, a lot of close ties with a lot of these players on both teams.
Are we going to see anybody in the box? Yep. We'll see two penalties here. Doucet in the box for the Broncos. Tristan Davison in the box for the Sooners. As we get ready to get back underway with under 3 minutes left. That is the fourth player in the penalty box for the Sooners this period.
Yeah, we'll go 4-on-4 here.
Well, it's going to be some 4-on-4 play here for the next 2 minutes, which could open up a chance for Oklahoma to find some clear ice and tie this up. And this might be just what they get. Here's Ryan Carr. Shot saved by Farrer. He covers it up. Took him less than 10 seconds to get a chance on goal there.
Yeah, and we'll take a look, Sky. That was a fast one for Ryan Carr. He's able to just make his way and get that shot off. It was kind of fast there, but good luck right off the bat on that 4-on-4.
2:42 left. Carson Spear on the faceoff for the Sooners. 4-on-4. Gives you more ice to try and score a goal in, and that's what Oklahoma could really, really want. Jump on the faceoff. Ref signals, my bad. We'll do it again. Carr and Kagan back out on that defensive line. In the 4-on-4 situation, just escapes Kagan. He had a bit of a chance at it there. Continue to circle around up top. Both of these players can be scoring threats. Kagan gets it off the skate. Carson Spear now behind the net. Kagan back over to Carr. He's going to keep it in the attacking zone here. Back over to Kagan. He's got Charlie Blake up top as well, but Kagan will put the juke on him. Once again, deflected by UCO. Unable to get this thing out of the Oklahoma end. Here's a chance for him. They've got Redmond in there. And UCO will get it back going. Stolen there by Carr. Did a great job to take that puck away. If he can keep it on it, Thompson will knock him off. Now it's Brendan Wolf making the push. Carson Spear had a chance at it there. Slipped past the stick. He's the only one down. Oklahoma will get a couple more players in to help now. 53 seconds left in this 4-on-4 situation. UCO now on it. Taken away. Great chance by Charlie Blake. Here he is in on net, just wide. Saved by Farrer. Carson Spear in with it once again. Was the hero against Colorado State off the stick of Blake. Saved by Farrer. He's keeping the Broncos in this game right now.
Yeah, and just looking back at that shot opportunity, Sooners set up well. They got too deep in at the point, and that shot in the crease there, just not able to find the back of the net for the Sooners.
Garrett Narve is back on the faceoff for the Sooners, as they've got 3 players up in that attacking position, really trying to tie this game up here late in the second period and send it even into the second intermission. UCO skating around, puts a little bit of a spin move on him, and Sykes has a chance, but the pass is no good. It's taken away by Oklahoma. Brendan Wolf on it, plays it up to Garrett Narvaez. 15 seconds left in the power play. Narvaez and Amala saved by a UCO defender, and now it's going back the other way. You've got a one-on-one chance here for UCO. Wilson in with it, shot saved. And this is going to be the end of the 4-on-4 in 2-1. Chance for UCO, not in time, and both teams will have 5 men back out on the ice. Big hit delivered there. Both players go down, and the whistle is blown.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that shot opportunity for UCO. Grayson Payne had that one read pretty much all the way. There wasn't much of a screen, as you can see, and yeah, Payne just makes the pad save rather. Keeps the Sooners pretty close in this one still.
Sooner power play with 46 seconds left in the second period. That is going to be number 14, Frank Mondi, into the box for the Broncos. And Oklahoma, after the 4-on-4 situation, is going to stay with some more open ice as they try to equalize here. 46 seconds left in the second period for them to find a goal. They'll have another minute 15 if they can't do it here to start the third period on this power play. It's a tie-up down here on the near side boards. Back in that kind of corner of UCO fans down there that have been energetic, banging on the boards all night long. And UCO wants to keep this tied up for as long as they can. They've burned 15 seconds out of the power play already. Still tied up down there on the boards. OU unable to break the shuffle. Half of this power play, or half of the period, is gone. And now it's played out, but it escapes past any OU players. What a job by UCO to keep them tied up. Here's Balcom now with it for the Sooners. He looks for Tristan Glass. Tristan Glass able to find Carson Spear. Here we go, 5 seconds left. Shot, Tristan Glass saved, covered up by Farrer. We've got 4 players down. A tackle from Wilson by UCO. Extracurricular after the whistle came out. Wilson tackled, that looks like that was maybe Carson Spear, into the goal. And Spear's a little slow to get up there. We're going to see a 5-on-3 maybe, because the refs are talking to Wilson. And the penalty box door is open, and Wilson will be escorted in. So it's a 5-on-3 situation now for the Oklahoma Sooners. Not a lot of chances here. There's only 2 seconds left in the second period, but they'll come out in the third on the 2-man advantage for a minute and 14 seconds, and that will be a golden opportunity for Oklahoma to tie this one up. Five on three.
Yeah,
for OU.
hasn't reflected in our scoreboard yet, but there's 3 men on the ice for UCO. We're going to assume it's a 5-on-3 as the clock gets reset to 4 seconds.
OU has 6 players on the ice, so they're going to get somebody out here. There's a bit of confusion with. We're also going to add some time back, so it'll be 4.4 in the second period. OU still has 6 on the ice. Are we going to go with 6 on the ice for the Sooners? Yes, we are. We're back underway. 6'3", puck batted up and out, and that'll end this period. There's a pulled goalie for the Sooners there. The end of the third period, 3-2. UCO has the lead, but to begin the third period, OU will be on the 5-on-3 2-man advantage, and that'll be a golden opportunity for the Oklahoma Sooners to tie it up. We'll see you back for the third period right here on OU Hockey TV. We are back live from Arctic Edge Ice Arena for a bit of an intermission report. The teams will take the ice here in under a minute, and it is still 3-2 UCO Broncos. But coming out of the intermission and into the third period, Oklahoma will have a 5-on-3 advantage for the first minute and 15 seconds, and that could really turn things around for the Sooners.
Yeah, and something I noticed just from that second period, we talked about it a little bit on the broadcast earlier, but OU having those second period lulls where they don't quite kind of keep things going, keep the momentum going that they gather in the first period. UCO certainly took advantage of that one there, and they also cleaned up their passing. UCO did. Cleaner passes across the board. They were able to really take advantage of their time in the Sooners zone. It'll be curious to see how this one unfolds, this final act, and this dramatic game that we've had. But yeah, it'll be a good one for sure.
Yeah, it's certainly been a good one. It's certainly been a physical one here already. We're talking over the intermission. We played 2 periods. We've already made it on Bleacher Report. Who says we try to make it one more time for some late-game chaos here? Maybe we'll see a walk-off like we did against Colorado State with Carson Spear being the hero and grabbing the overtime winner with 2 seconds left there. Oklahoma will hope to get a goal a little earlier than that this time, though, especially with that 5-on-3 advantage that could give them what they need to find the victory here against the Broncos tonight in the I-35 rivalry game. OU out on the ice here. Crowd getting ready for the UCO Broncos to take the ice here in a moment. They're going to play the hype music. Every time I look, there's more people here. No one's leaving. Everyone's coming in.
Yeah, no, and most people are standing on the side. If you look at you can see it on the broadcast. If you look at the stands, the main grandstand rather, there's some open spots in there. Everyone's being loud and proud, standing along the sides of the boards.
Here comes UCO. Listen to the crowd.
You know, tomorrow is technically a home game for the Sooners, and UCO packs it up both nights. It's a home game in air quotes, really.
It's in Edmond, so UCO, obviously located in Edmond, has the bit of the drive time advantage over the Sooners, who have traveled 40 minutes up from Norman, 40 minutes on a good day with no traffic, which today was not, up from Norman to be here for this game. And with 20 minutes left to decide this one, everybody's getting loud. The Sooners bench, the Broncos bench, the crowd is on their feet as we get ready to roll here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. 5-on-3 for OU. Mike Amala with it on the side, flicks it down around to Charlie Blake, lets it pass out to Carr. Oklahoma's got a chance here to take the lead or tie this game up. Pass in, saved by Farrer. Once again, OU needs to mount a charge. Mike Amala flings it in off the chest of Farrer, and now UCL will have it out at center ice. 45 seconds left on the 5-on-3 opportunity for the Sooners. Here's Carson Spear. Tries to get a handle on it. Skylar Balcom might have a chance at it here. Passes it in, deflected. Everyone's here on this near side. You might need to space the ice a little more. They'll try to get that going right now with Charlie Blake. Back to Carr. Back to Blake. Back to Carr. Shot saved by UCO.
Yeah, and just an onslaught of good looks for the Sooners so far in this one. Do a little bit of a longer replay here while they get reset. Yeah, here's some of those first chances. That puck pops out wide. Sooners able to quickly regather it, get back in there, get hung up on their own blue line there, and then those shots coming in from the Sooners. Not able to get much going there.
No, and this will be batted back out. Kane will play it. 15 seconds on the 5-on-3 for Oklahoma. 57 left on a power play overall for the Sooners. Here's Carr, shot, saved. Charlie Blake with it up top. Pass over to Carson Spear in the final 10 seconds of the 5-on-3 advantage. Mike Amala, shot off the stick. Now down to 5-on-4. Spear chases it around, but he loses possession. UCO slips. Mondi had a shot there, but couldn't keep his footing. Amala passes it over to Carr. Carr knocked down, and Amala's going to have to get back to it to prevent UCO from getting a shorthand opportunity. 25 seconds left on the power play now for the Sooners. Running out of time to tie this game with the man advantage. Carson Spear flicked over to Carr on the far side, and I think they're going to call it offsides here.
Yeah, and UCO just doing a good job at getting in the way of the Sooners' shot opportunities. They've done it all throughout this man advantage that the Sooners have had. And Sooners still carrying some of that second period lag over into this third period.
16 seconds left on the power play for the Oklahoma Sooners. 18-19 in the period. Puck tied up, and that'll be flicked back to Grayson Payne. 10 seconds left. Over to Nate Payne, and Oklahoma isn't really going to mount the charge here. On the 5-on-4, they'll take a shot right here. Caden Martin will get it. If they can slip it past the penalty box, they might have a shot. Here we go. Monticelli unable to hold the handle, and we're back to 5-on-5. Nate Payne's got it into the defensive zone. Crowd gets loud with the addition of the man back on the ice. Ananda with a little bit of a hit there to Caden Martin takes him out. The puck is going back the other way. Nate Payne on it for the Sooners. Over to Kagan. Monticelli delivers a hit. Kagan gets away. Kagan gets a hit delivered from UCO. That was a big one right there. Spun around by Connor Homan, and it's going to be offsides on the Broncos.
Yeah, Kagan taking a big hit there. He kind of got spun up on the blue line. Sooners not happy with how this third period has started. Some words spewed about the bench there. I apologize if that was picked up on any of our microphones. But we talked about it a little bit earlier. Sooners just kind of have to stay out of their own heads as much as UCO is getting into theirs. We'll see if they can change that here.
Redmond on the faceoff there for the Broncos. Back to Cole Stuckey for Oklahoma. Garen Narvaez been on the ice a couple times today. Here's Charlie Blake, OU's leading scorer. Pass over. Just sneaks past Kagan. And Sooners will have to regroup. Just sneaks past Amala there. Number 9 got the jersey tucked up. Looks like a 5. Redmond back on it now for UCO. Scored their second goal of the game. Garen Narvaez on it. Now Mike Amala skating around, looking for a little bit of open ice that he can use to sneak through these UCO defenders. He'll try it right there. Mike Amala shot in, deflected by UCO. Back up top, shot. Glove save, dropped it. Still in the crease here for Oklahoma. Now he'll get that covered up.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look at that shot opportunity there from the Sooners. We'll get that replay pulled up for you. Sooners kind of taking control there. And yeah, that puck just comes loose in the crease. Farr able to come up with the save kind of at the last second there before that puck popped loose again.
Carson Glass under center on the faceoff for the Sooners. Puck batted around. Tristan Davison now on it. Back to Glass as Oklahoma continues to look for a chance to tie this game up with time running down at Arctic Edge Ice Arena in Edmond. This is one chance on the wraparound, covered up by Farrer. And it'll get another faceoff for Oklahoma.
Yeah, those wraparound shots are hard to get because 9 times out of 10, when you're behind the goalie's probably aware of that. And so it's hard to catch them lacking when you try and go for that wraparound. And Farrer just demonstrating exactly what that is.
Works really well in NHL 25, the video game. Does not work as well in real life. Bit of a spin move there from Caden Martin as he tried to find the puck. It ends up out to Carr on the far side here. Caden Martin, but the pass is unable to find anybody. Big hit to the boards there. Carson Glass. Not sure if he was forced it or if he just got a little out of control on the skates there. Caden Martin still tied up on the far side. And he's going to be pulled down to the ice by Carson Glass. Still a tie-up. Tristan Davison launches it deep to the boards. And Caden Martin will be right back on the charge, looking a little tired out there. Number 71's on a long shift, and it's an aggressive shift for him. Batted down. Nate Payne on it. And here's UCO with a chance as they try to dispossess Nate Payne, but Oklahoma will get it back. Caden Martin still on it, lets it flick out. Everybody misses. The OU players get tagged up, and now Doucet is able to flick it on into the boards. And UCO will take a line change here. They're not going to go for anything. OU will look to take advantage of that line change. Man down on the ice there is Wilson. Bells gets it over to Carr. Carr in on net with a shot. Unable to get anything. He gets the puck back, sends it to Monticelli. Puck taken away by UCO. Carr on it again now. Almost shoved into the bench. Griffin Joy to Nate Monticelli. Brendan Wolf out on the ice now, and he'll be the one having to defend the UCO charge. 2 players on 1 with a puck. Unable to find Thompson. UCO maintains possession. They'll look for Wilson up high. Wilson sends it over. UCO still looking. Back to Wilson. Deflected by Josh Bells, and he'll make sure this attack doesn't go anywhere. Ananda's trying to hound him won't get anything out of it. And Monticelli falls down behind, almost hit the ref with his stick there. Here's a chance for Remen. Shot, glove save from Payne.
Yeah, and that was good glove save there by Grayson Payne. We'll take a look back here in a sec. That's how all of that unfolded. So puck's behind the Sooner goaltender. It comes out, and then that defender gets just tripped up there. Sooners wanted to call it, they didn't get it. UCO tries to go the other way, and Payne has the answer. But kind of an odd sequence for OU there. A couple of uncalled men and some pucks slipping by.
14:44 left at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. The Sooners have closed their shot counter closer to UCO's on that power play, but we're still unable to find the goal. Stuckey and Blockham out on the ice now for Oklahoma, along with Carson Spear, known as a clutch goal scorer on this Oklahoma team, especially after his heroics against Colorado State just 2 weeks ago. He'll look to find another clutch goal here in this third period to take the Sooners back even against the UCO Broncos. Kagan on it now. Skating around behind the net, looking for somebody. Oklahoma's got a couple chances. They'll send it in deep to Carson Spear. This is a chance for Oklahoma. Spear tried the move, couldn't put it on him. Caught the skates of UCO, and it is sent up into the side netting there, courtesy of one Christopher Young.
Yeah, Carson Spear just kind of had that opportunity to get the puck off. He wasn't able to. He was kind of covered up by a UCO guy there. That puck eventually deflecting up into the safety netting, but finally it feels like the Sooners able to kind of breathe a little bit, get into the offensive zone, and get some things going.
Oklahoma has the pressure here in the attacking zone as they continue to look. Shot from Balcom into the skates of a couple of UCO players there. Down on the boards. Oklahoma will play this behind the net. They've got Nate Payne up at the top of the key. Pass over to, that is Tristan Glass, almost said Tristan Davison. Cervantes has it behind the goal. 6'5" defenseman for UCO, their tallest player on the ice by quite a bit, and he's a presence out there. As they get flicked around behind the boards, and now UCO will mount one more charge. Josh Bishop up the ice, puts a move on him, but the puck gets away from him. He'll chase it back down on the boards. He's got two OU players hounding him as he tries to find Hogan, can't find him. And then Mike Amala takes it away for the Sooners, switching it back over. And Skylar Blockham will get subbed off here. He's going for the puck for a second. Charlie Blake will come back on. UCO trying to move it down the ice. 5 Oklahoma players in a short vicinity. That gives Ananda a chance here. Saved by Payne. Unable to carry it. And now UCO will have one more shot at it. They've got Homan up top. It goes down to Cullen Hogan. Hogan and Homan on the ice for the Broncos. And it's back around. Ananda looking for Homan up here up top. He'll have to play it back instead. He'll find Davis Thompson back there. Frank Mondi on it for the Broncos. Looking in, looking behind the net. 4 OU players in his sight line, and he'll send it back behind him, where Brendan Wolf will deliver a hit, and he'll get into a scuffle down there trying to get that puck away. Carson Spear will ultimately come away with it. 2 men down for UCO. Could provide an opportunity here for Oklahoma. Charlie Blake up the ice, gives it to Mike Amala. Mike Amala on the move, can't hold on to the puck. Charlie Blake in front of the net, sent high. Now Carson Glass gets in there. Carr as well, Ryan Carr kicking it around, trying to find something, not able to. And the whistle blows. And it looks like we are going to get a power play for the Oklahoma Sooners. UCO with a man going into the penalty box. That's number 21, Robbie Rebroker, in for the Broncos. 5-on-4 for Oklahoma as we get deeper into the third period. This is crunch time.
It looked like on that play that led to the penalty, 2 Sooners just kind of squashed. It was Charlie Blake and another Sooner that just kind of squashed Rebroker there. And he came away with the penalty there. I think there was some hitting after the play on that one, but kind of an odd penalty. But the Sooners, it's crunch time for the Sooners, as you put it. They absolutely need, if they need to find a goal, it's going to be now. It's
another power play for Oklahoma. This is their chance to get something done. Kagan on it, over to Mike Amala. Mike Amala back to Kagan up top. Shot in, slips past a couple Sooners back to the boards. Now Mike Amala on it again, takes a hit, keeps on kicking. Amala once again up top. Pass over. Caden Martin shot just evades him. Would have been the second of the game for Martin if he could have found the net. Back over to Mike Amala. Pressure still on, still in front of the net. The Sooners are trying to take that vision away from Farrer in net and try to create this third goal. Back up to Kagan now. Same players on. Mike Amala with a one-timer, unable to pay it off. And that'll escape the Oklahoma zone. 1:20 left on the power play as Kagan chases it down, and the Sooners will regroup. Alex Kagan plays it back to Nate Monticelli now. Monticelli on the move, slips it past Remen. And that'll slip back to Kagan. Oklahoma's got to get everybody out of the attacking zone, though, and Monticelli's deep in there. Kagan will opt for a big rip around the boards. And UCO's going to take it away. They've got a shorthanded opportunity courtesy of Hogan. Pass back to Remen. Shot and save. Payne off the pad. 50 seconds left on the power play now for the Sooners. Tristan Davison working it up the ice. Moving, taken away by Hogan. Caden Martin and Hogan getting into it now. Down deep on the boards behind the UCO goal. And it'll be kicked out. Saved by the skate of Payne. Over to Carr. Back over to Nate Payne. Back over to Skylar Balcom. Back to Nate Payne. Sooners looking for open ice. Shot Carr just wide of the net. Good save by Farrer down there. Payne looks to get on it. Martin's shot flicked just high and wide. That'll escape the Oklahoma zone. Man, Farrer is really taking care of anything this OU team can put at him. And with 10 seconds left on the power play, they've got one more chance. Shot, Balcom, save. Still in the crease, still loose. But Oklahoma can't get it. 5-on-5 now, but the attack is still on. Carr over to Nate Payne. Down to Balcom. Balcom shot. Finds nothing. UCO has it on the stick. And it'll be flicked up through a broker for UCO. Fresh out of the penalty box on some fresh legs. Looking for something to happen over to the Lugo there. Charlie Blake now back on it for the Sooners. Slips past him. Balcom. Nate Payne's going to be the one who ultimately finds it there on the far side. As UCO continues to try to take it away. Here's a chance, but it's taken away by Carr. Great hit delivered there to Sykes to make sure he couldn't get the goal. And Carr is right back on it. Got that poke check now running up the ice. Carr flips it through the legs, but he's knocked down. We're talking about the ice. OU's bench not happy with that one. OU's bench not happy with any of the contacts. About 3 different Sooners went down. Stick broken. And OU has a man down, slow to get up. That's Nate Monticelli. Attack is still on. Excuse me, it's not Monticelli. That's Brendan Wolf who's slow to get up. They'll pull him into the bench here. Sooners will get another man out. That's Stuckey. Joy now for the Sooners. Trying to get that hit. A couple Sooners knocked down there. As Cole Stuckey sends it over to Alex Kagan. 9 minutes left in a game that's going fast. Oklahoma still trying to find the third goal to tie this one up. Back around to Cole Stuckey. Kagan back on the ice. Long flick up. He's looking for Joy. Joy gets disrupted, unable to find anything with it. UCO's defense is doing a great job of preventing these Sooner players from getting any sorts of shot on target. Here's Griffin Joy. This might be a chance with Carson Spear on the charge. Joy, Spear knocked down. Hard hit to the boards, and the whistle will blow. It's going to be another penalty here, maybe. Carson Spear is down hard.
Yeah, it's going to be a tripping penalty on UCO. You can feel the tension rising in this building for sure.
UCO just had a player re-enter the ice from the grandstands. Sebastian Duce back on the ice from the grandstand. So it's back in the tunnel at one point. He'll come back in.
On the bright side, though, Sooners get another power play, another opportunity to tie this game up.
It's Cullen Hogan in the box for the Broncos, number 22. And the Sooners haven't been able to convert on the power plays so far. They've had 3 chances in the third period, all for naught. This is going to be another 2-minute power play with 8:22 left for Arctic Edge as Oklahoma tries to silence the UCO crowd and tie this game back up. Over to Kagan up top. Kagan will skate in. He'll look for a shot. Won't be able to find anything. Takes a deflection. Mike Amala has it up top. They've got him playing a little bit more defensively here, but it slips past his stick and back to Payne. And Oklahoma will have to rebuild from the back line here. Mike Amala with it on the near side. He's been on the ice a lot on these power plays. And it's taken away from Alex Kagan here. Hit delivered, he gets it right back. Lost the puck, gained the puck for Alex Kagan. Now Oklahoma's on the charge. They've got Caden Martin up here, but it's Mike Amala moving with it. He'll pass to Martin. Shot is in. Shot's behind the net. Back to Amala. Tie up here on the boards. Still in the boards on the near side. No clear winner of this possession battle yet. Alex Hagan's got it. Shot is wide of the net. Tristan Glass will have it back. He'll kick it off the skate to Kagan. Mike Amala over to Glass. Back to Kagan now. Oklahoma still looking for a lane. Over to Amala. One-timer saved. Puck drop back on the ice, so the Sooner attack will continue. Caden Martin on it for Oklahoma. He'll look for Glass up in front. Glass goes down. And the puck is all the way sent back. Save made by Payne. 35 seconds left on the penalty here for the Sooners. They are running out of time to get this third goal in the 5-on-4 advantage. They'll build from the back. They'll try a rush here. Kagan up to Charlie Blake. Blake gonna dodge some traffic. Still looking down there in the left lane. Over to Carr, and they're gonna rule that offsides. It left the attacking zone.
Yeah, and you kind of feel, Sky, that Steelers have kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple times on these power plays, whether it's just kind of sloppy puck possession on the blue line or whatever it might be. UCO keeps finding ways to pick the Sooners' pocket and get pucks going the other way shorthanded. Something the Sooners need to look to clean up here.
Shot advantage still goes to UCO, 37-32. Puck's back over to Carr here. He'll look for some space on the right side after the faceoff, but some contact prevents him from going after the puck. It was Cervantes in there to knock him off it. Over to Nate Payne. Nate Payne tries the shot, deflected. Here it is in front of the net. Charlie Blake unable to get anything going. The power play will end. It's 5-on-5. Nate Payne with a shot. Deflected by Blake there and up and into the boards. UCO tries to get it back going the other way, but he falls down. This is a chance. Carson Spear knocked off the puck there. Some great defending by Cervantes once again to keep OU out. Back going the other way for UCO now. You've got Wilson in here. You've got Thompson working on it. Thompson over the net. It's getting more and more physical here as we head down to the end of this game, and OU gets more and more desperate to find that third goal that would tie it up here late at Arctic Edge. UCO going to buy some time. They know they've got the 1-goal lead. They can afford to set up a little bit behind the net here.
I can only wonder what's going to happen as this clock ticks down towards 0. How much more physical these teams are going to get. We've seen it earlier. We might see it again.
OU's going to be desperate for it. Here's the UCO chance, but he's offsides. Goes Carter DeMello, UCO's leading goal scorer by quite a large margin. Caught offsides there on the near side. That'll result in a face-off. 5:20 left on the clock.
But no, yeah, just as I was saying, though, physicality's already at an all-time high. First period was insane. I only wonder how this is going to end. I wonder what tomorrow is going to be like, Sky.
Yeah, we still got another game. If you think this one's been fun, we're going to do it all again tomorrow. Same time, same place, Arctic Edge Ice Arena. And if you are liking what you're seeing tonight, you can still be here tomorrow night for OU versus UCO. Brendan Wolf now back with it for the Sooners. Looking for somebody. He'll find Caden Martin up top. Tristan Davison charging through on the left. Shot saved in the glove by Farrer.
Yeah, that was another good look there. Farrer had it right all the way. Sooners have been doing a good job at finding creative shot opportunities. Not many of their shots have just been easy to read, easy saves for Farrer. They've done a good job at putting pressure on him. It's just a matter of finding that tying goal.
Under 5 minutes for Oklahoma to tie this one back up. Here's a chance for UCO, but Kagan will get to the puck before any Broncos can. And it'll go back the other way. Cervantes on it for the Joes. They'll flick it around. Caden Martin, Carson Glass, both really harassing those UCO defensive players. Rockets around the boards. Alex Kagan on it now. Here's a chance. Caden Martin gets to it, plays it to Carson Glass. Carson Glass up on the near side, goes back to Caden Martin, back to Glass. Shot saved by Farrer once again. Great job in net tonight. 31 saves for Farrer as he continues to shut out OU. Nothing since the first 5 minutes of the game for the Sooners. He's really calmed down and locked in as this game has gone on and has shut out Oklahoma over the last 50 or so minutes of game time. As UCO continues to hassle the OU defenders. It's Brendan Wolf out there. Sends it over. Charlie Blake. Now a chance. Thompson shot over the net into the back netting to perfect the fans over there. And we'll get another face-off. 3:48 to go. (37-33) the shots on goal counter. UCO still with that 37 right now, as it's a face-off in the near end for the Broncos as they look to seal the game. Would make it 4-2 if they can grab a goal. Oklahoma is able to take it off them, though. Puck caught up in the skates of the referee, and UCO will get it back. They'll try it behind the net. Chance in the crease. Saved by Payne. Still loose up over the net for the Broncos. That could have been bad. That was so close.
That puck just danced over the post, or the crossbar rather, for the Sooners. Sooners are lucky to get away with that one. UCO not happy.
And are we going to get a delayed penalty here, potentially? Looks like we will.
It's going to be a roughing call. I believe it's on Stuckey.
No, it's on Carr, number 5.
I heard 5 too. It's hard to hear.
Yeah. It's going to be on Ryan Carr for the Sooners. So with 3:25 left, the Sooners will spend 2 of those minutes at most on a power play here. They're going to hope to spend 2 minutes on a power play, because if they spend less than 2 minutes on a power play, it means UCO has scored a brace to seal the game at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. 4-on-5. Oklahoma running out of time to make something happen and keep themselves in this one. Here's Sykes on it for the Broncos. Dusay out there as well. He's made some great plays for the Broncos. He's dangerous. OU player goes down. OU bench wants a tripping call, but they're not going to get one. Mike Amago was the one who was down on the ice. As UCO continues to skate it around the boards, that's Josh Bishop. Now it's back to Rebroker. Rebroker looks for something. He'll slip it on the boards along to Bishop. Over to Dusay. Back down to Bishop. Back to Dusay. Back to Bishop. And Bishop will play it out now. A little bit higher up the ice. Rebroker, slap shot, saved, tipped by Wright. Excuse me, by Bishop. Bishop's number 19. And it'll be back down to Bishop. Over to Omen. They're going to play it back to Rebroker up top as he tries to get another charge in here. Shot saved by Bishop. That was a great chance for the Broncos, but Grayson Payne saves it, and now Oklahoma's got it going the other way. Carson Spear wants some friends, doesn't have anybody, and he'll just play that to the goalkeeper, and they'll look to try to take something away on this UCO attack that's now going to form. Charging up the ice is Dusay. Down behind the goal. 2 minutes, 13 left in the game for the Broncos and the Sooners to make some magic happen. Over to Mondi. Mondi goes back. Still looking for it up top here. You've got their leading goal scorer, Carter DeMello, with it. Dices up Tristan Davison's shot is wide of the net. 30 seconds left on the UCO power play, less than 2 minutes left in the game. And they're circling it back down and around. That's Jeffrey Redman with it.
Tristan Davidson's in some pain after that block shot. That was a huge shot block for Tristan Davidson.
Jeffrey Redman now back at it. Still out of the UCO zone. There's a spin move. Wilson's in. Puck taken away. Garrett Narvaez has it. 7 seconds left on the penalty. Garrett Narvaez on the shorthanded attack for the Sooners. He'll dip it in. He'll shot. Knocked wide by Farrer. Power play over. Carr back out on the ice for Oklahoma. Minute 20 left in this game.
Watch Grayson Payne if they can get an opportunity to pull him.
Monty flicks it in deep. Kagan now with it. Evades Sykes. Stick lost there for Sykes, but he'll pick it back up. Now Carr's on it for the Sooners. They need to get something going on this attack if they're to have any chance. Last minute of the game, Sooners still down by 1. The UCO fans are getting loud here at Arctic Edge. Brendan Wolf. Over to Carr. Wolf. This place is rocking. Wolf slips it in.
Payne's to the bench. Payne's to the bench.
Carr on it here on the near side. 38 seconds left to go. Pass back down to Glass. Spear, Carr. Looks for Kagan. Kagan back to Carr. Stick in the air, saved by Farrer. Carr able to get it back now. Puck up off the UCO bench. Now a UCO charge here late in the game. Empty net. Dusay's got it. 18 seconds left. Tristan Davison, can he keep it out of the net? No! UCO scores. Game!
Take a listen to that crowd, Sky. OU just unable to handle the puck on the D-line. And it's all cheers and celebrations here for the Broncos.
And with 14 seconds left, barring a miracle, that'll seal it here at Arctic Edge for the Oklahoma Sooners, who will fall in Game 1 of the I-35 rivalry against Central Oklahoma. "14 seconds left. Oklahoma needs 2. They'll line up. UCO takes the puck away. They'll just look to keep it away here. Goes back to Nate Payne. He'll hold it behind the net. He'll play it along the side, and that will be the game. Central Oklahoma, the UCO Broncos, 4-2 over the Oklahoma Sooners in Game 1 of the series. And the crowd's on their feet. UCO takes it 4-2 in the first game of the series. Outshot the Sooners 42-34. It was a great job by their attack. It was a great job by their goalkeeper, Farrer. Played a great game there to take down Oklahoma. And we will see you again same time tomorrow night, 7 p.m. from Arctic Edge Ice Arena. Once again on OU Hockey TV, I'm Scott Schreck, joined by Elijah Lita. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.